So today I've got a gear comparison demo for you that should help you make the decision that every electric guitarist has to make these days, which is what type of amp are you going to choose? Are you going to go with a traditional tube amplifier, an analog solid-state amp, or a digital modeling amp? I'm going to compare three amps, one of each category. They all do relatively similar styles, which in this case is a Blackface Fender style of 60s Fender type amplifiers. The analog solid state amp I'm going to be featuring is this Quilter 101. I'm going to have it on the surf setting, which is the Blackface Fender setting. For the first of the two samples I'll play, the gain will be low, so it'll be a very clean setting. Just having a little bit of reverb on a pedal for all three, and all three will be going into the same cabinet, which is a custom mahogany cabinet with a Mojotone 10-inch Alnico speaker. It's basically the Eminence 1028P, which was known as the Fender Blue Frame Alnico in the 90s Fender Tweed amps, which was the winner of a recent speaker shootout I did, which I will link here, where I compared three Eminence 10-inch American flavored speakers. Alright, I'll show you the other two amps and then we'll get started. So the tube amplifier I'm going to be featuring today is this Traynor DarkHorse. It is a 15-watt dual 6V6 amp head, so similar to a Fender Princeton or Deluxe in the tone. Again, we're going to have it on the USA setting there, which is the Blackface Fender setting, with the tone control straight up, the gain low for the first sample. For the second sample, I'll crank the gain up on all three amps. None of the three is a particularly gainy amp, so it'll just give it a little bit more push. And then the digital amp I'm going to use is this Fender Champion 20, and before you scoff at the Fender Champion series, which are very affordable amps, they actually have the same DSP as the Super Champ Fenders, which are very respected amps, even though they're budget amps. They have a great Blackface Fender tone, and if you play them through a good speaker, which I have in this cabinet, very respectable tone. So effects off, because I'll be playing the same reverb pedal through all three amps. I'll be using this Sky Blue 2001 American Strat, which has the Fender 69 pickups in the neck and middle and the Seymour Duncan SSL-5 in the bridge. Here we go. Okay, so I'll give you my impressions and then you can leave yours in the comments section below. I did mic the cabinet for this video, so I do think that the sound quality you heard is very accurate and true to what I heard here in the room. And my impression is that the tube amp, in this case the Traynor DarkHorse, is by far the richest in tone. It's got a 3D quality to it that the other two amps lack. It just feels more present, more alive. You are interacting more with the amp as a player. I was kind of surprised to see the Quilter, frankly, come in third, particularly on the clean tones. To give the Quilter some credit, it sounds phenomenal, cranked up. It just might not be the best choice for a lower volume amp. If you're a gigging musician and you need power and portability, these Quilters are fabulous. It's got a full tone. It's maybe a little bit on the dark side, whereas you heard the Traynor's fairly bright. I had the EQ straight up on the Traynor and the Champion. The Quilter has the Tri-Q single EQ knob. I had it on the Blackface mid-scoop section. And then the other thing that I hope you heard was just how amazing the Fender Champion 20 is. $99. I've done another review, a couple of videos on the Champion 20. I'll link my review here at the end of this video, which is coming up momentarily. It sounds amazing, clean. I think you'll agree it sounded better than the Quilter, clean at bedroom or home volumes. Now, when you turn it up, particularly when you turn the gain up, as you saw in the higher gain, the second clip, it doesn't really stand up as well. But if you're just looking for clean Fender Blackface tones, it's got terrific reverb, it's got a terrific delay. Really hard to beat, especially through a good speaker. But again, the Traynor, the tube amp, really hard to beat. Not every tube amp sounds that good at lower volumes. This one does. Princeton reverbs sound that good at low volume. I've tried a lot of tube amps and they don't all sound good at home. A lot of them you do have to crank up. But this Traynor DarkHorse just sounds very rich, very alive, and I highly recommend it along with the Champion 20. Alright, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.